Hey, good morning, everybody. We are on day 2 of our trek, and just to let you know, we're at Iron Mountain Shelter, and making our way to Wilbur Dam Road to meet up with our daughter, and then head on into Boots Off Hostel tonight to stay the night at Boots Off. And fairly good night, fairly cold, but not too bad. I think it probably hit around 40, which is what we expected. And the sun is just really coming up over the horizon now at about 7:11 in the morning on Saturday. So we're gonna start packing up, getting things ready. I'm not sure if I'll maybe make a quick coffee, or maybe we'll have something just a little further down trail after we get more water, but nonetheless, it's time to get up slowly, get moving. And as I was telling Science, it's always better when you're moving, so I'm gonna try to go live out my words here. All right, so I just wanted to give you guys a quick look at our campsite. My poor land stand does not look even very good now. The door is open on one side on one of the vegetables and like rolled up a little, so it doesn't look makes it look even worse. But I was definitely just ready to get that thing set up enough to get inside and get some rest. I wasn't worried about rain last night, so I didn't care as much about the pitch as I usually would. The orange tent in the back, that's Science. That's my Marmot 3 Ajax. Great tent, a little heavier, great for sharing, but it's also a good tent to share with friends who come along and things like that. Maybe not, I don't have their gear, I don't have a tent. So my little Lanshan, the Marmot, it's funny because from this angle they look the same size, but that Marmot's like almost twice as big, or at least 1.5 times. Then coming around, you got the shelter that I showed you last night, the fire pit in front, and I hid our bear box quite a ways, a good 150 feet or more away. I think that's the right distance, if I remember correctly, is at least 150 feet. So I'm hoping that's correct, because that's what I did, and hoping it's there. We're gonna go find out, and I'll let you know. There's the sun rising up over the horizon. All right, everybody, so in case you're curious, kind of like where I put our bear canister or why I bought a bear canister, I've been told or heard that this time of year, being in October, that a lot of the bears are kind of getting ready to kind of hibernate or do what they equivalent as hibernate. Sorry, I see a chipmunk running across the way. You probably couldn't see it. They're tiny. There he goes up on a log running. Anyway, and I think that's our 7th or 8th chipmunk I've seen on this trip. Anyhow, so, but I wanted to bring it for the bear activity, and knowing that this particular section did not have a bear vault or bear boxes to put it in, definitely could have done a bear hang out here. Actually see a couple limbs like that one up there, probably would have been okay. A little high, but I probably could have made it work. So it was just kind of wasn't sure which way I wanted to go. I've kind of agree with some of the folks who say sometimes the bear canister just seems easier. You don't have to really think too much or work too hard, and I'm glad I did, because with us coming in later in the evening, oh, I see a deer off in the distance. I don't know if you'll be able to see him over there. See, he's just, or she is just moseying along. It's probably a lot of what we heard last night too, or at least early this morning. Anyway, so back to the bear canister. Like I said, sometimes it's just easier, and with us coming in late in the evening, I'm really glad we didn't have to try to hang late. That's kind of tough, especially the darker it gets, to try to throw your rope and everything. So this was good. I found this spot where a tree had gone down and part of the root was still there, so I was able to tuck it really hard underneath, tie it to the limb in case it helped avoid it being dragged too far if a bear did come along. And I'm gonna pull it out now. I'm not sure we're gonna eat. Neither one of us are big morning eaters. Might make a cup of coffee though, to get us warmed up and get going. All right, we'll see you all as we get either down trail or get ready to head down trail. Good morning, Tramley. Sunrise has fully evolved. It's up above the trees. I am going to sip on this warm cup of Cafe Bustelo coffee as we get started. Science behind me packed up and ready to go. And we're going to, he's already finished his and get some water intake. So we got to, I think a water crossing in about a mile or something down here. So hope so, because I need water, and I'm not going to steal all of his yet. All right, let's see what this day has to hold. We've got about an 11.2 mile, I believe it is, or 11.3, something like that, to meet up with family, my wife and daughter, and then a few more miles after that to get to Boots Off Hostel, and that we are looking forward to. That's a good reason. It should be, in theory, an easier day from the perspective that even though the miles is almost exactly the same until we meet up with them at the Wilbur Dam Road, the one good thing is that we should have a lot more downhill. So that's good. And then when we meet them, we're going to just drop the packs and just slack pack it on into, or maybe really like no pack it in, all the way to Boots Off those last few miles, just to get those time on the trail. So, all right, we'll see you on down the way. Well, Tramley, we are about 2 miles down trail now, and in the Big Laurel Branch Wilderness. I thought we were already in that, but all part of the Cherokee National Forest. Some nice little flowers. Try not to hit them with my trekking poles. We are definitely up in some clouds and fog up here today. Can't really get much views, but keeping the weather cool. Pretty nice. We've also both shedded at least one layer. I have a feeling in a mile or so I'm going to shed another one as the body warms up. But not feeling too bad. A little soreness from yesterday. Yeah, this is we climbed our first really significant climb of the day, and then our second smaller one. There's gonna be a lot of small climbs. One other one that's, I say significant. It's significant for today. It's nothing like yesterday, so that's nice. Because we kind of know it's not too far before we get over it and get a break either on some flat or descending ground. Like I said yesterday, the trail's the easiest I've probably hiked as far as the section goes. It kind of feels like I'm walking on a trail through a local park sometimes, like just how clean it is and how lacking in technicality it is, and I won't complain about that. For those who saw my video going over Mount Rogers, it was rocks after rocks and step after step, climbing rocks. And I was telling Science 3 miles up that is like doing 8 or 10 out here on this. It's like, it was brutal. So this is a really enjoyable, especially for my first weekend trying to push over the 10-mile mark for a day or two and try to actually see what kind of legs I have. So I don't know if I'll get much more opportunity to get out this year. I gotta try to see if I can keep these legs because they've been pretty solid on this trip, and I'd like to be able to keep that up through the winter. So I might have to skip some of the treats around the holidays, if you know what I mean. All right, we got a big descent. I'm gonna catch my other pole, put the camera away, but we will see you down trail. Climbing again. What's up, y'all? I just got to tell you that after saying that it wasn't that technical and the trail was so clean, we had some overgrown weed areas, which we've had a couple of times, and then today, and then we also hit some really steep descents, plenty of rocks and stuff, and even and those were really tricky to navigate. You really got to watch your steps, especially in the fall, because you've got all these leaves on the ground hiding rocks and acorns and things of that nature. But boy, I feel like when we are climbing, it's straight up. When we are going down, it's straight down. And then we get a little flat every now and then if we're really lucky. But yeah, definitely didn't want to lie to y'all and let you know that about 2.5 miles southbound from Iron Mountain Shelter, maybe 2 1/4, somewhere in there, we definitely picked up some stuff, and I'll show you the overgrown weeds here. So as you can see, we have to just go right through them. Ow, climbing over a log or a fallen tree there. And so, yeah, just kind of going right through these. Sometimes we've seen some really thorny ones, so just kind of putting out the trekking poles and kind of trying to block the thorns from catching our jackets and pants. But yeah, going back down, getting ready to go back up. It's kind of been the theme of this day. And like I said, some of these sections going down are much steeper than the one we're doing right now and a little tricky. So you just have to watch your step. Trekking poles are great. They help you catch your steps a little bit. I always joke it's kind of like being a spider. You got 2 extra legs, so you can kind of put those out in front of you and kind of bounce off of them when you're going down. So definitely suggest trekking poles. not only for going up and for taking weight off your legs, but also for going down. All right, gonna, yeah, be a good day for a machete. All right, oh, it looks like a little potential stealth tent site. Oh, yeah, that definitely is. I see a fire ring. Yeah. That'd be a great spot for 4 or 5 tents, probably. Definitely 3. Easily comfortable. Good little spot there, too.
And over here, too?
And, yeah, they've got another one over there with... Actually, I think they've got a full-on fire ring to the left.
Nice.
Right? Isn't that what that looks like? A metal fire ring? And is that an electric box?
Yeah. So, oh, yeah.
That's right.
That looks like it, yeah.
So... I'm going to check and see which mile point we are at so I can let you know. So these 2 campsites are at mile 441.5 if you're headed northbound. Regardless if I'm going north or south, I always use northbound mileage markers. So if you ever see my mile points, chances are it is a northbound mile point. So just to kind of give you an idea in case you're traveling southbound and you're trying to use this as a reference. But yeah, 2 great little tent sites right here. This was the one that we thought if we got an earlier start yesterday, maybe we could have tried to make it on down to and stay at. Obviously didn't happen, but the good news is so far so good on today's moves. And I think now that we've got like our water and some layers dropped, we're starting to get our legs underneath us and just taking it easy up these climbs. We're making some pretty decent time. Hopefully still make it to Watauga Dam Road by 2 o'clock or 2:30 at the latest. We'll see. Aiming for 2. All right, we'll see you down trail. I was trying to catch that little blue jay on camera. Of course, I feel like every time they hear a little bit of a noise, they fly away. So I don't know if you saw it. I'll have to look back at the video to tell. We crested the top of that big climb, or at least big for today. And the rest is essentially, I won't say downhill, but it is descending in elevation continuously all the way to Boots Off. I think there might be something really small when we get close to Boots Off, a little bit of a climb, but really the rest of the elevation just continues downward, down to and by the lake. So excited for that. Been able to start picking up my pace and know that if I do have to climb, hey, I can just kind of push over it, just power through it because the climb won't be long and that we'll be able to continue to get a good pace. So we've been averaging about 2 miles an hour today, which is not bad considering how we felt. Yesterday was a big push. Science was not feeling as strong as usual and had not rested real well yesterday. So proud of him. I know he's pushing hard to try to keep this thing moving and doing good. It's a little behind me right now. I'm just showing you the trail ahead. We're about 4 miles into today's hike. I think we started at like 444 point something. And so we're at about 440 point something. Give you a rough idea. And again, northbound mileage markers, even though I'm headed southbound. So what else? What else has happened? A lot of overgrown weed stuff. I feel like you could literally just use a machete or a bushwhacker out here. You need just clearing away. That's what you need. But this area here, kind of clear back up. A lot of blowdowns. You're going to see another tree across the trail up here. A lot of trees across the trail today too. Not sure if maybe it just hasn't had a chance to be maintained in a while, or if they just don't have a club that maintains this particular section as often. You never know. No judgment for sure. Always appreciate all the maintenance volunteers and trail workers. This area just cleared up, so I'm gonna be able to pick up my pace a little bit again. So I'm gonna jump off, but just kind of wanted to jump in here and let you know where we're at. We're trying to get the next 7 miles done by no later than about 1:30, 2 o'clock. So we got a good push to try to get 3 to 3.5 miles an hour. So it's not quite double, but see here, see what I'm talking about, tree blowdowns and just how messy the trail is. Sometimes you feel like you don't even know if you're still on the trail until you see a white blaze. So just gonna step around this here, over here, push that out of the way, and we're back on the trail. So that's kind of how it's been today. A lot more of that today than yesterday, I'll tell you that. When you are in a clear open area like this, the trail's still a relatively easy trail. There again have been some technical spots, especially on some of the descents, where you really have to watch your steps on all the rocks, a lot of loose rocks sitting in the middle of the trail. Don't want to step on one of those and lose your footing. But all right, well, I'm gonna try to make up some time going downhill. We'll see you on down trail. All right, guys, I was not planning to stop again this soon, but I finally got a really nice view. Most of the day's been up in this fog and these clouds, but that's really pretty. It looks like I don't know if that's Hampton. I don't know if that's just some other community or if it's just a some farming homes, but really pretty right through there with the mountains behind it. Wow, I just noticed how big that one mountain is up to the right. If you look right up here behind that like greenery, I'm gonna try to move. There is a massive looking mountain right there. I wonder if that's what that is. I'm gonna have to look at my mile point and ask Jim from Boots Off if he has any idea what mountain that is. That thing looks like it is towering over everything else out here. Wow. I'm gonna see if I can zoom in on it a little better or focus a little more. Yeah, maybe you can see it. It's literally just looks like an outline under the clouds in the camera here. So again, right over that tree I was pointing and had my finger in front of a second, just above it and through that little V shape at the top. Crazy, crazy beautiful. Wish you were out here to see it. If you've never been out on trail, I definitely encourage you to get out here. If you need tips, tricks, information, other people to watch who are way smarter than me, like Dixie and Quicksand and Travel and Beat, and a lot of folks that I can tell you have been out on these trails and done a lot more miles than I. Kelly Hayes, another good one. Man, there are so many. But send me a message on YouTube, or I also have my Instagram, and I will do what I can to get you some information so you can get yourself prepared now. Oh, and I can also see the lake. Again, I don't know if you can see it through the camera. Yeah, you can. It's right there. See that? What looks like kind of almost like a mirror right in there. That's actually Watauga Lake right through there. Beautiful. How cool. Hey y'all, just went through all that. I don't know if you can see, but there's a lot of rocks and roots through the leaves. See the AT white blaze up on the tree there. Here's what we're hitting now. More rocks, roots, some areas more than others. Definitely a little more technical, especially going down. Like I said, you can't just kind of go flying down it. You gotta really watch your step even when you're trying to go quick, and then you get a blow down like this here. Plant your feet, make sure you're good, and use your poles to catch yourself, things like that. So anyway, just want to give you an idea of what it's like. We're just southbound of the 440 mile marker, so it gives you an idea of where we're at. If I remember looking at my information right. Yeah, like this stuff here, when you see it, I'm trying to work your way around it or not step directly in a place where you might slip on a root. You want to catch your foot in a way that, at least for me, I try to catch my foot perpendicular to root. If I see this, I'm going to try and catch a flat spot and really try to make sure I got good footing wherever I'm stepping. I just stepped on that one rock, probably a little tricky, but I'll take my chances usually if I see a rock looks pretty solid. Try to use it to bounce off of, work with. I'm not saying it's always the best, but I definitely like the idea of using certain sections. I actually use my poles to push off of through the turns. So when I'm going through a serious turn, kind of like even this one up here, and if I'm going really fast, I think back to when I used to do a lot more mountain biking, and I'll shove my right pole or my left pole into that outer edge of that turn and kind of push myself, especially if it's almost like a little berm, like where it's a little curved up, If you're not familiar with a berm is, basically where the ground sort of is edged up a little bit like this on like a mountain bike trail or motorcycle trails, things like that. So anyways, yeah, so I'm looking for spots to really catch my feet and try to keep them moving. So just thought I'd show you that. I've been talking about how not technical this trail was, and I thought, man, here's a really good technical section that we're seeing that I thought you might enjoy. So I'm just kind of catching good spots and trying to watch where my steps are. All right, we're going to keep on moving, trying to see if I can get in to the 8 mile down mark by, I think, 1 to 1:30, so that we can still make it to our destination to meet up with Aquamarine and my wife and mom at 2 to 2:30. So we're just really trying to bust it out on these downhills. Now that we have this long descent of a mile or more, we're going to try to make it as much time as we can. And it's dropping in elevation for the rest of the day, so hopefully we can do it. All right, here's some more rocks. Work my way over. All right, see you guys down trail. Hey, see, just my step as I'm looking at the lake through the trees. Like I said, I don't think you can see it through there, but that's the lake right through there. thought this was kind of a cool section of trail where it was fully covered. And I was thinking it's kind of neat to show those on these videos when I get a chance. So looks like we got an AT blaze right there. Let me kind of come into an opening, maybe with some sunshine to come through. Yeah. All right. I'll see y'all down trail. Oh, y'all, it is 12:34. We just made it to Vanderventure Shelter on the AT, and that's what she looks like. I think there's a little bit of a view of the lake from behind it, but we might check it out. Right now, I just need to drop my pack, get a break, have a little bit of lunch, and then keep climbing. We've been climbing for a while, and I was so frustrated because I looked at that far out map on the way here. I do not remember seeing the climb to Vanderventure being this hard. So either I didn't look at it very closely, or it wasn't very depictive of the climb. And then the thing is, looking at it here, it looks like it keeps going up a little bit. Oh, gotta get over this hump so we can get down to the lake. All right, I'll check in a bit. So there's these cool rocks back here behind the Vanderventure Shelter, and I'm about to crawl up on one of them and have lunch and enjoy the view of the lake right there. I'm gonna zoom in on it so you can get a better view. Trying to get the light to work. Whew. You can see more of it through there. Quite beautiful. Looks like a marina down there. So anyway, that's where we're headed. I just got to get a little food in me and add some water to my water bottle, and then I will continue down trail. All right, y'all. I need to keep moving down trail. I grabbed some more food to eat as I go if I need to. Checked in with the family, let them know we may be way later. I feel like I am cranking out miles. Like I've been just flying down trail, and I look at my time and it doesn't feel any faster than when I'm just going normal. So I don't know. Maybe it's these climbs. I don't know what it is. Anyway, I'm about to leave the shelter. The view from those rocks was amazing. I sat down on those rocks, kicked off my pack, refilled my water bottle, and kind of reorganized my backpack a little bit. I'm getting some pain in my left shoulder from the pack. I'm gonna be so happy when that I get to do the last roughly 12 miles of this trip without a pack. So that's kind of nice. You know, like I said, I am trying to push a little harder. Something just fell, it sounds like, on top of the shelter. I gotta tell you, when you're out here by yourself, every little noise, I don't care if it's an acorn on a shelter, I don't care if it's a squirrel, like I really don't care what it is. It'll startle you sometimes, depending on your personality. At least it does me. I just think maybe because I'm not out here as much, maybe I get out here more, that'll change. But anyway, great spot to stop. The shelter, like I said, kind of, to me, walking up on it was a little lackluster compared to some of the shelters I've seen. I'm gonna display the shelter plaque here in a second, but the view behind it makes it worth just at least a quick stop. It's a great lunch stop. I'm the second person to sign the logbook in here today that stopped here for lunch and enjoyed the view. So definitely suggest that if you're on this section of the Appalachian Trail to really go and just stop and enjoy the view behind Vanderventure Shelter. All right, let me flip this around so you guys can see that plaque. Elevation 3,510 feet. I know because I just climbed a bunch of it. The shelter, built in 1961 by the U.S. Forest Service, will accommodate 6 people, at least. And water is available from a spring from a trailhead about 100 yards south. However, I saw several people on Far Out say it was not a fun place to go get water for a few reasons. So make sure you're checking that app if you use it for information on that water before you go down there. And then it says on the AT, then 0.3 mile downhill on the Blue Blaze Side Trail. The next shelter is Iron Mountain Shelter. If we head north 7 miles, that's where we came from. So that means we've done about 7 miles. And the next shelter south is Laurel Fork Shelter, which we will not see on this trip, I don't think. We might tomorrow. This shelter is maintained by volunteers. Please help them out by leaving the shelter clean. Please pack out your trash if you're out here, and make sure you put out your fires before leaving. And don't put trash in the fires. I have seen trash in fire today. Yesterday I picked up a pack of an M&M package that was, empty off the trail. A lot of times if it's something I can just pack out, I'll just grab it and throw it in. I would encourage if you're on trail and you can pack something out and help keep things clean. I know it's picking up after other people and we shouldn't have to do that, right? But sometimes that's better than increasing the bear activity in the area. I'm pretty confident I've seen some, let's just say some bear droppings in the vicinity. And I don't know which way the trail goes. There is a trail that way, it kind of looks like. There's a trail that way. I think it goes up. Probably, right? Like if you don't know which way the trail goes, just go up, because it's just like, that's just kind of how I feel like. If you don't know, just go for it and go up, and that's your best shot. Anyway, but yeah, I've just seen, like I said, I've seen some bear droppings is what it looked like to me on the trail, I think 3 times today. And so I don't know if there's a bear hiking ahead of us, or if that's just the look of, you know, who knows what kind of animal. But it's definitely made me make sure I was making a little noise going down trail. Yeah, there's the white blaze to let me know that up was the right choice. And I'm just trying to take it easy. It's not like when we get to where we're going, the family's not going to wait for us. And it's also great because we're going to hike the last few miles to Boots Off without our packs. My wife's going to take them on over to the hostel and meet us there. And because it's like a reservation site, I don't know the quality of the site. I don't know which one we're getting, but we'll have a spot because we booked it online. So we should be fine either way. And so I don't have to worry. Like sometimes when I'm hiking these things, I'm a little concerned because I'm like, hey guys, especially when we have a big group, I'm like, what if we get there and it's only 4 tent spaces and 2 are taken and there's 5 of us or whatever. So we don't have to worry about that so much. I will say I almost kicked off what I call kicking off my legs of my hiking pants, the lower part of the pants. But it's still pretty cool out here. And so, and there's a lot of, I've seen so much overgrowth, and I am allergic to poison ivy, that I was just like, you know, I'm gonna leave them on. And as of right now, I think I'm fine with that. Here's your blue blaze. It mentioned in far out somebody had hit a wasp nest that was on a ground nest. Hopefully they're all done for the season, but I'm not risking that. I've got 1 full bottle of water and a little bit in another bottle. I think there's 1 more water source if I need it a couple miles away, and I may not need it. Like I said, I think I'm gonna just take a breath and just kind of enjoy a little bit, just knowing there's no real reason to stress and push. But if I get a chance to pick up the speed, I might. We'll see. I kind of play by ear. Like I said, I felt really good until I did a time check, and I was like, man, sometimes I feel like I'm cranking it, and other times I feel like I'm going so slow. So kind of a mental game sometimes for some of us out here on trail. I have not seen Science in a while. Every now and then I let a loud woo. Woo! And he would usually woo back if he was close enough to hear me. So hope he's doing all right. He's been telling me just to kind of keep moving, not to stress and worry about him. And so I did sign the logbook in hopes that maybe if he looks in there, he would at least see that I had been there. And everything. I realized when I signed the logbook that today is October 8th. And I think I've been signing like October 4th or 5th. So I think I have my dates completely off the last couple days. I don't know what I signed the last couple logbooks. So I may have gotten those shelter logs may not be accurate with when I was here until now. So anyhow, all right, well, I'm gonna keep on trekking, and hope you'll keep on following along, and we will see you down trail. Science is gonna see these and he's gonna love them. He loves scouting mushrooms, different kinds. Telling you what they're all kinds about. That's why we call them science. Hey, what's up, family? I'm not sure exactly where I'm at, but I think I'm getting close to the 2 miles away from the Wilbur Dam Road spot, and back at mile, oh gosh, I want to say it was 434.7 or 435.7. I had the pleasure of running into an amazing man that I really admire and appreciate. I'll flash a photo up here in a minute. His name's Roland Joe, and Roland Joe was with Schlepp, and those guys were awesome. But yeah, Joe is a pastor and teacher that I really admire and enjoy. He also does some incredible drama shows and just plays and theater, and so just a great all-around guy. If you ever get to see him preach, he uses a lot of wonderful, just subtle humor, always throwing out a joke. And I gotta tell you, on a day where I was feeling like I was getting kind of weak, nothing better than to run into a friend on a trail that's almost 2,200 miles long, And what are the chances? Anyway, he's doing 100 miles. They stayed up Boots Off Hostel last night, where we're staying tonight. Would have been crazy if we'd been there on the same night. And got my Boots Off sticker right there. And so, yeah, it was really cool. It's cool to meet Schlepp and just get a chance to meet those guys and or to run into those guys and talk to them. But yeah, Roland Joe said he's doing 100 miles and invited me to come back and catch up with him on down trail and finish with him. But unfortunately, I can't do that. I wish I could. Not because of my legs, but just because one of the reasons we're cutting this trip short, if you didn't know, is we're going to be opening up a coffee shop near where we live. I'll probably share more about that down, at some point, or post some photos or something on some of my social media. But yeah, it's crazy that, we you could run into somebody out here, especially somebody you would never have known. I didn't know Joe liked to hike. I didn't know this was something he was, looking to do or has done. I don't even know. So I'm looking forward to learning more about his story and related to the Appalachian Trail and his life and what brought him out here. But yeah, really cool. I'm excited. I'm going to check my distance here shortly to see if I'm right and if I am under 2 miles to go to the Wilbur Dam Road. I'm really hoping I am, because usually once I get under 2 miles, I really get a little extra fresh legs. Plus, I think it's almost all downhill once you press one of the last climbs, which it's feeling pretty down right now. Let me show it to you. So you can see we're just kind of cranking down right now. It's always hard to tell on camera, but at least you get an idea. And so I kind of have a feeling maybe I'm in that last bit, and that would be great. So I'm ready for that real break and connecting with the family. Plus, they're bringing some body armor so I can rehydrate in some legitimate kind of way in addition to water. So I've been going through between 96 and 105, 110 ounces a day the last couple days, just to give you an idea if you're wondering how much water. I tend to go through no less than about 1 liter for every 4 miles. So it's about 1 liter for every, I'd say, 2 hours, typically, if I'm averaging the 2 miles an hour kind of thing. But yeah, just thought I'd share that information. I'm gonna flash a photo of these guys that I just got to run into up, and then I'll catch back up with you further down trail or at the Wilbur Dam Road. All right, y'all, we are about to come to an end of this trip for today, other than the potential slap pack that we're doing to Boots Off. And I say potential because this day definitely took us longer than we expected to, and I don't know if I want to try to tack that on until tomorrow, since I'd be slap packing, and 12 miles without a pack tomorrow sounds a lot easier. But probably depends a little bit on how Science feels, how far back behind he is, and things. I'm hungry. Had a good hike. Definitely some hard areas. These rocks and the little slippery rocks that feel like marbles under your feet, absolutely just annoying and killed me. Like, just those things just driving me crazy. But we're here. I can see the road, and yeah, it looks like a little tent site here by the entrance to the road. Whew. But I was pushing, trying to see if I could get here by 3:15. The family's supposed to be here, and I see them. They're here. They were going to get here at 3, and there's plenty of parking. Luckily, they were able to park okay there. So I'm going to go down these giant concrete steps that Jim told me about from Boots Off. He said this is something that'd be kind of a noticeable thing coming down the AT. So, all right, we're here. I'm going to take my feet off, take these shoes off and take this pack off and take a break. All right, everybody, so made it down here. We are at Wilbur Dam Road. We're about to connect back onto the trail southbound, and see, I have my own personal trail angel who showed up, my wonderful wife who came and brought another hiking partner to join me with Aquamarine here, who's prepping her camelback, and we are going to just take water on our camelbacks and do this last 4 miles into Boots Off. Just met a couple other guys who are going to be staying there tonight and are headed the same way, but super thankful she was able to bring her and also some body armor and some water to kind of help me get rehydrated for the last of this trip. And it'll be fun tonight. We'll see you all there. We are at Watauga Lake Dam, and that's it right there. We're on the Watauga Lake Lookout Road as part of the AT, making our way to Boots Off Hostel. Pretty cool rock just alongside the mountain. My legs are tired. That's all I know. By the end of this day, I'll have at least close to a 16-mile day. I'm pretty excited about that. What's up?
Hi. So,
man, that's pretty. Look at that view up there. I just hope we don't have to climb back up anything today. And so, if we have to climb very much today, you're gonna have to carry me.
That's fine.
Okay.
Let's go. Muscle. Bodybuilder.
You've been working out with weights, right? You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, that big rock right there on the side of the mountain. All right, well, if you see anything really interesting and fun to show you, we'll keep an eye out and pass that along as we go.
Close to the water like that, I'm gonna jump in. He and Mom are actually joking how Marcos would totally just jump right in the water.
I was thinking of jumping in this water when I was hiking down the mountain. I was just like, okay, hike down the mountain, jump in the lake. What's up, family? It is a day of blue, by the way, because my friends that I met on the AT earlier were wearing all blue. We're wearing blue. It's just the water out there is a beautiful blue. Look at that. Look at that. So we are by Watauga Lake. From what I have, we are about 2 blocks from Boots Off Hostel. So excited to get there. So excited for food and fire pits and whatever else comes with being there. Washing my face. That sounds really good right now.
Now it's cold water.
I'd go wash my face right in that if I wanted to take a few extra minutes, but we're gonna keep moving. I'm gonna take a look at the trail map, make sure we keep rolling the right direction, and yeah, I'm sure we'll check in either before or right when we get to Boots Off. See you down trail. It's probably the family coming down the hill. No? Oh, okay. Guys, we've made it. This is Boots Off Hostel and Campground driveway. The entrance sign, you'll see it says Hostel and Campground. Here we go. Now we just have to hike up this long, steep driveway. Hey, family, we are all set up here at Boots Off Hostel, and I know it's going to get dark quick, and kind of like last night, setting up kind of later in the day, but wow, I think I got in like 16 and a half miles today after 11.2 yesterday. With the extra block or two up into the hostel, it's really close to 28 miles or something like that. Anyways, it was really awesome. I feel really good. It's about what I usually am used to doing in 3 days. To do it in 2 is amazing. Tomorrow, Aquamarine and I will slap pack from Dennis Cove Road up here to Boots Off. They're going to shuttle us down, and we'll just use our camelbacks and take some snacks and stuff, and we'll hike back. I've actually got a cool cooler bag there too that I'll throw on my back just to carry some drinks and some snacks with, so we can have lunch and things along the way. Probably stop and see the nice waterfall, Laurel Falls, or I think it's Laurel Falls or Laurel Creek, any falls. So we're excited about that. That'll be awesome. The views of the lake today were amazing. Happy to be set up, ready to eat a Cuban rice bowl, I think is what it's called, that we got, a dehydrated meal, and just ready for some warm food, cold night, and get ready to cozy up and try to get some good rest for tomorrow. Anyway, so we will see you in the morning, and yeah, definitely hope to see you out on trail sometime.